It's about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skill by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullet is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Eguaveon running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden, Barrett, and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello and welcome to Sports Orbit. My name is Afa Chu, your host, and Salif Usman is also here with me.
Yeah, it's good to be back on the studio.
Yeah, the last episode for the week, so it'll be good to say thank God it's Friday.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday, but unfortunately the sport arena in Nigeria is not friendly.
Yeah, at all.
Just the breaking news that is coming out.
All right, we'll get into that. We're starting Sports Orbit on a not too happy note, as reports reaching us right about now says that the AIU has slammed a 10 years ban on Nigeria's sensational sprinter Blessing Okagbare. This was contained in a statement released today by the AIU. The disciplinary tribunal banned Okagbare for a total of 10 years, 5 years for the presence and use of multiple prohibited substances, and 5 years of her refusal to cooperate with the investigations in the first place. Salifu, just when we thought that this matter was almost over, a new dimension to it. Initially, it was 2 years. Now, after reviewing the case, now we are seeing a 10-year ban. I mean, it's as good as to say that this is completely the end of her career.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that Blessing Okagbare has to go on this way. Blessing Okagbare is one of the best athletes that have come out of the African soil, and he has done well marvelously. But unfortunately, I repeat it, unfortunately, the way he's ending her career is quite disturbing. And I foresee that it may come to be like this. Or sometimes even the way you feel you are not guilty, or even if you are guilty or you are not guilty, all you need to do is just to complete and prove your case, not to argue. If there's an allege, the burden is on you to prove. When there's an allege, the burden is on you to prove that you are not guilty, not to begin to show shoulders ahead. No. As an athlete, you are bound to comply with the rule. Yeah. And if either you are guilty or you are not guilty, first and foremost, it's an allege. So the body is not on you to prove that either you have this or you don't have this, or not to begin to say no, to begin to say should have. Well, the athletic integrity unit has finally given the tribunal to the disciplinary tribunal has finally found her guilty, and now 10 years ban, 5 years for the multiple substances that were found in her body, and then 5 years for her refusal to cooperate with the proof, the investigation. So it's really unfortunate. I don't know whether he have a right to appeal. We are here to see, but let's look about it.
It's a sad one, really. Part of the statement actually said the sole arbitrator adjudicating the case concluded that the athlete's use of multiple prohibited substances as part of an organized doping regimen in the lead up to the Tokyo Olympic Games was a conduct that amounted to aggravating circumstances under the rules, thereby warranting an additional period of ineligibility on top of standard 4-year sanctions. Now, looking at this case generally, will you say her advisors advised her wrongly? Because what was the reason for her not wanting to cooperate with the investigative body? An allegation was made against you to carry out an investigation, and instead of you to submit yourself
for proof,
exactly, you refused totally to cooperate, and now this is the outcome of this investigation.
You know, there was a time when her sister came out to allege that she was being abandoned by the Athletic Federation of Nigeria, but he was being abandoned by Nigeria. But when her sister came out to say that the person was abandoned, yes, some people who may not quite to go into the deal will say, okay, why should she be abandoned? But first and foremost, it is your career first. And if you are being a accused figure is being appointed on you, it's left the burden is on you. First and foremost, either Nigeria is behind or is not there. First and foremost, come out, submit yourself firstly. So you don't expect Nigerians to come out or the Athletic AFN to come out when even you that are in the midst of all the sagas have not even will to comply with the proof.
Exactly.
So at the same time, those whoever, I don't just like you say, whoever is our agent of maybe supposed to be her counseling should have advised her correctly. Top athletes have gone the way she has gone, and a lot of athletes have suffered this same thing. But it's left for people to comply. If the best, if someone call you a thief, the best way is not for you to start fighting or to start quarreling. The best way is to prove that you are not a thief. Because by the time you are agitating, it is even a sign that okay, you are guilty for of the offense. If you say okay, if you accuse Salifu, you eat this. So the best thing for me to is check my body. If either you can find it subtitle or it's not, you can find it on me. But by the time I refuse to be proved, that means you are indirectly showing that you are guilty of the offense.
Exactly. I mean, and looking at this, when situations like this happen, when you are being banned from that, you can now imagine the amount of endorsement you should start losing, because sponsors, once this kind of thing comes out, sponsors start dissociating themselves from you.
Nobody want to identify with you.
Exactly.
When you are found guilty of doping, you are not like a clean athlete
at all.
As long as you are not a clean athlete, nobody will associate with you. And now 10 years ban, this is after 33. So
10 years, that's 43. I mean,
by the time we get so
we're hoping that maybe the next Olympics and Common should participate in the Commonwealth, then maybe have a chance to also be in France, but which would have been maybe her last Olympic. But all that now is completely out of the way.
Well, I mean, we will have to, maybe those lawyers will have to look at it. If there's an opportunity for her to appeal, let's see. But how do you appeal when in the first place you don't even submit for investigation?
But you know what other problem with appeal is? Usually when you appeal and you lose the appeal, they extend the ban. so it's like being between the devil and the deep blue sea at this point in time.
But if I'm in her shoe, if there's an opportunity for her to appeal, and if
she has it,
if he has a genuine case, to me, if he has a genuine case, I advise her to appeal, because 10 years for her, that is well out. So there's nothing. The amount is already done. It's not afraid of anything. So, but if he feels that he doesn't have a genuine case, then he should just take it in good faith.
Very, really sad for
Nigeria.
Bless your Kagberi and Nigeria as a whole, indeed, you know. Away from that now onto football, where Super Eagles interim technical advisor Austin Eguaveon said his main headache this time is not even confronting the Black Stars of Ghana, that his main problem at this time is a selection headache. He said because the array of stars we have in our team currently is actually giving him and the technical crew sleepless night as of who will make the team or who will not make the team. But most of the times when coaches come out to say this kind of thing, for me, I say it's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem.
It's a good problem to have.
It's good that have materials.
Exactly.
For me, that you are indirectly indicting yourself, and we pray that you have everything at your arsenal. Everything that you needed to is already on you. But it's not left for you. Who's of the best lie use? Because we are not saying you are not at the disadvantage of trying to manage the material. You have abundant material, so it's a good program. So, but it's a good program. Just like rightly say, that you use sex and be able to pick the best who can deliver. So to me, just like it's not a program. We have the material. We are not complaining that there's no player. We have a player, but it's not left for you. Who is the best?
Exactly. Because unlike the Ghanaians who at this point are wondering who do we call upon,
at the other person, you have more than enough.
Exactly, at your disposal. So I think it's best for the technical crew to really put their heads down.
And at the same time, one thing that when coaches come out to say they have a headache about selection, yes, just as it's a good program. But at the same time, you have to use your senses and ensure that use the football selection, football selection in the sense that pick based on merit, not that you shouldn't be influenced.
Yeah.
We know we
know how it happens.
We know how it happens in Nigeria and how the agent of those players try to enforce and try to
sometimes
impose.
Even from politicians.
From politicians, yeah, thank you very much.
Sit down and make a call that please, this is my boy. Please, I want to see him in that team.
Politicians. So as if you're a coach, I hope everyone will have that temperament and have that confidence to ensure that it's time its authority that pick the player based on merit, not based on advice of an advisor or suggestion from anywhere.
Still ahead, looking up to the Nigeria Ghana playoff match where Vice Captain William Ekong has been pleading with the NFF to ensure that the playing pitch of the Moshood Abiola Stadium will be as smooth as possible when they confront the Black Stars of Ghana in that all-important qualifying encounter. He said while they were in Gara, actually, that the pitch they used, that's why they really enjoyed their stay in Gara, that the pitch was very smooth, and it made playing football on that surface very, 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 wonderful. And he's hoping that this turf also will be given that same kind of treatment to enable them enjoy their football and just have a proper feel of the pitch.
Well, it's an advice to NFL, and I hope NFL to hit it, but from the pitch we are seeing, the pitch need to be trimmed, and once it's been trimmed and everything, Super Falcons are already put on that pitch. So, I think the Ekrom has nothing to fear. The pitch will be very made smooth for him. All is left for him. Just put on his boot and play the match.
And play that's all. So for Ekong, there's nothing to fear really.
There's nothing to fear. Abiola's speech is okay for
it's okay. I mean, we saw it, and from what I saw, it's of international quality. Once they do some trimming, the stadium is as good as any pitch you can find anywhere in the world. So away from that now, where the NFF has unveiled new qualification criteria for match commissioners. Well, in the meeting they had, a lot of criteria were released. For now, the match commissioner mustn't be above the age of 65 and not less than 30. Of course, things like having your international passport, all of that for identification. As of course, most importantly, every match commissioner, the intending ones, must be computer literate.
This is a good. We're in the computer era. There's no need somebody who cannot operate computers. Just not even in mass commission, in the job in the entire whole world. Basically now, if you are not IT literate, so definitely consider yourself you are gradually losing out of the job. Even the car drivers, even the taxi drivers, and you must be computer literate based on the model techniques that have been using to drive the car. For instance, like those who are driving the Ubers and the boat, and also if you are not computer literate, you don't know how to operate your phone. You can't fall into that category of driving. So the errors of analog system is gradually fishing out. And if you are a mass commissioner, that particularly the new innovation that is coming to the game, mass reading and all those VR check and all those. If you are not computerly sound, how do you assess all those things? So it's a good step taken by the Nigerian Football Federation, and the idea of that the aging people above 65 should be aging out of match.
Because
I'm a bit concerned that the idea is that it is only people who are that. The majority age is at 18. So at 25, someone at 25 should be able to commission a match.
I think taking this a step further, I think now that new guidelines and criteria have been released for commissioner, I think seems to be extended also to referees, because when I saw this is what came to my mind.
If you look at that, the story also says that entire referees are also banned from commissioning a match. But this is one of the angle I'm not too comfortable with it. Why should you say entire referee? Entire referee to me to be an experienced person to commission. To commission a match.
So they should have been part of.
Should be commissioned. I don't know what exactly, but if it's a retired referee fall within the category of age you stipulated, less than 65 and above 30, it should be given opportunity to commission the match. But I don't know what is that. Is where they are completely shut out the retired referee at whatever age not to commission a match.
Well, I mean, I think the NFF would like to look at that again, because this kind of things with experience. The more you stay longer in the job, experience.
Yes,
comes.
experience comes. Experience comes.
So
And at the same time, someone who has retired referee, the best job for him to do is just to commission the match, because this is the only way he can perfectly fit in. But if you are not saying, okay, they should be out of commission the match, well, you are automatically telling them, telling them out of send them out of everything.
That's what it is. So anyway, at this point we'll go for a short break, and when we come back, Sports Orbit continues. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
All right, welcome back from that short break. You're still on to Sports Orbit. Moving right along now, where Odion Igalo, Super Eagles striker, has actually netted a brace against former club which he left just about 2 weeks ago, at Shabab, where his new club actually trashed his former club 5-0, and Igalo scored twice in that one. Will you say that was a way to pay back his former club for not letting him go for the AFCON?
Well, he refused to celebrate. Although he refused to celebrate the goal.
Yes, as a mark of usually,
as a mark of respect to the former club. Although we all know how he left the club, he was not happy the way they treated him when he wanted to come and play for his country, and they denied the opportunity. And that was whatever anybody said, that was the main reason he has to leave that club. That he can't hold on to me where my country needed me, and you deny me. So we commend him for that patriotism, that country first. And if you can't allow it to return, that means you don't deserve it. And he has opportunity to show them that yes, we have lose something. And also it's also a good one for the Super Eagles. Yes, we are approaching the match qualifiers, the playoff between Nigeria and Ghana in March. The first match will come on 24th, and the last match, the second leg, will come on 27th. So it is a good thing that the Super Eagles 5 players are firing from all cylinders. Even yesterday, Victor was also on action. So that is kudos and good, and we hope that they maintain this momentum and keep this form ahead of Ghana and review. When they come down, and at the same time, we urge them that they shouldn't play out all their forms and win themselves out. So they should have some in reserve to come and display and show against the Ghanaians.
I mean, because Odion Igalo is currently on fire. Same for Paul Onuachu. I mean, yesterday when the Europa League, Wilfred Ndidi was also on the score sheet. And not forgetting that Joe Aribo and teammates put up a good performance to defeat Dortmund. We'll do all of that. So Nigerian players I think are living up to expectations. So like you said, we hope that this form continues all the way into the AFCON qualifiers.
Yes, that's the most important.
Yeah,
we're happy that they're doing well, and we hope they sustain this momentum, and that will also keep the Ghanaians on check.
Yeah, exactly. Away from that, we're still onto another Super Eagles striker, Victor Osimhen, where his coach Luciano Spalletti has come out to say that he actually needs to work. He has more to do, when it comes to scoring of goals. Then he finds he's a good striker and all of that, but his coach feels that he still has some work to do. I mean, the coach particularly mentioned that in the game yesterday, he was actually caught offside about 4 or 5 times, and the coach felt that a lot of those times he was caught offside. he was actually supposed to be moving along with his players while they were moving on the line, but he went ahead of them and he was caught on the offside trap like 4 or 5 times. So the coach is saying, look, there are some skills you need to learn to be a complete finisher.
That's why the coach. So the job, I think, yes, he's good at advising him, and he's good at his playing under him. So he is likely to have every opportunity to also tell him and coach him. That is your job as a coach does not limit to just assemble the player and put them on the pitch. We are also you are teachers, so you also need to teach. So good he has identified this is problem. You should also try to put a resume on the right track and ensure that yes, what you need him to do or additional knowledge that you wanted him to do, coach him and let him have this knowledge also. You are also as a coach, the job of a coach is just like a teacher. So you are also teaching him. So teach him and let him get it out. And at the same time, just like you also need to groom up. Also, still young, and you need to learn from all this. Because sometimes when defenders try to set you on offside trap and you always fall into offside trap, it's not good for strikers.
Absolutely, I quite agree with you. And away from that now, like we told you earlier, some Europa League matches went down yesterday, and we'll take a look at those results. Like we said, Napoli played against Barcelona and ended and 1-1 in that one. Not a surprising result, really. Actually, Napoli scored first before Barcelona equalized. So,
and if you look at the Napoli score, you know the Barcelona was threatening to score the goal, and from the counter immediately that's where the Napoli get their goal. But before Barcelona get their equalizer through a penalty. And if you look at that match yesterday, I was impressed with the Napoli. Although Barcelona dominated the match, but Napoli also showed some skill and some strength. So let's know what will happen in the third leg. Now they have a 1-goal advantage. Although away goal has been cancelled.
Away goal has been cancelled.
They have 1-goal advantage. So by the time they get to Napoli, the third leg, I hope that I'm still supporting that the Napoli should be able to overcome the Barcelonas and progress to the next round. Because Barcelona are not familiar with this training or are not familiar with this Thursday football.
Well, in another match too, which had some Nigerian stars, was Rangers of Scotland versus Borussia Dortmund, where Rangers won that one 4-2. Actually, away to Dortmund.
That was a very shock and surprise result. Yeah. You said yesterday that Dortmund, if you're looking at their performance recently, they're not too impressive. But not to expect that the Rangers will come all the way from Scotland to get to Germany and beat them in their own home ground with a 4-2 score. That's a marvelous result for the Uaribo side, and we hope that they'll be able to, in the second leg, they'll be able to cement everything and they're progressing to the next round. That's kudos to the Uaribos and the Don Balogun. Yeah,
and Uaribo featured prominently down. Balogun also tasted action in that one also. And also in the...
Uaribo is a key player in
Rangers. So, also in the... a whole lot of other matches went down in the also, and also in the Conference League. Also, Leicester City also were in action yesterday, where Wilfred Ndidi scored a wonderful goal in that one, and Iheanacho, his teammate, was also a part of that one also.
That's a good one. That's a good one for Nigerian players, and they are doing well. So let's hope that just like we said, that they'll be able to maintain this momentum. We have never had any doubt about when it came to a bit of Wilfred Ndidi. The key players at Leicester, and it's good that he's also scoring. He's scoring from his defensive role.
Well, away from that now, on to fixtures for the Premier League for the weekend, where we have some mouth-watering encounters coming up this weekend. Of course, the biggest fixture of the weekend will be Man City versus Tottenham in that one. West Ham will be up against Newcastle, Arsenal versus Brentford, Aston Villa versus Watford, Brighton will be at home against Burnley, Crystal Palace will host Chelsea, Liverpool will be at home to Norwich, while Everton will travel to St. Mary's to face Southampton. It will be Man United away to Leeds, and Wolves will be at home to Leicester City on Sunday, actually. So looking at this game, of course, clearly the biggest match of the weekend is Tottenham versus Man City.
Well, biggest match is good because of the calibers of the people. But looking at the way the Man City are playing this season, do you even see Tottenham versus Man City another big game, man? You see, it's as complete as the bookmaker doesn't put their money on the Man City to have their way. against a Tottenham side.
This is football, like we say all the time. Don't you think a surprise might?
Yes, it's surprise. So football, game of football is another name of game of football is always a surprise. There's always a surprise, shocking result. But from the way Man City have keep their guard so far, it's very, very tough for Tottenham to get to to Etihad Stadium to get the result of tomorrow. But you can't completely rule it out. It's always possible. But Man City so far have dominated the Premier League this season, and they refuse to let the guard.
And not withstanding the fact that for Tottenham they've lost their three straight games in the league. So Antonio Conte, for him, I don't things are not going the way he had expected.
You look at the last result where they lost at home to Wolf.
Yeah.
So why we now see that again they're starting on the side of Man City.
So let's say the other fixtures that will go down this weekend. Of course, West Ham will be at home to Newcastle. Newcastle seems to have been finding some small form these days. They are gradually picking up points, and their Saudi billionaire owners will be hoping that Newcastle actually escapes relegation, so that at least
that is what they are fighting. Their purpose is to survive the relegation and maintain their status, maintain their spot in the EPL. And look at Arsenal, Brentford. That is a tricky tie. Remember the opening match against Brentford beat us 2-1.
Yeah.
So let's hope Arsenal will be able to
be going for a revenge.
If they be able to have the revenge. I hope the Brentford will not come to Emirates Stadium and have to talk about Arsenal this season. But we pray that shouldn't happen. But Arsenal players and the fans will not forget what the Brentford do to their campaign. And that has already affected Arsenal campaign this season.
Yeah,
when they give them that opening defeat.
Indeed. Of course, in the other game, Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa will host Watford in that one. As we all know, we have our Nigerian contingent in Watford.
Econ, then the Manu Dennis and Co. So they'll have their full account against the Aston Villa, and let's see what will happen against this weekend. At the same time, looking at the Crystal Palace
Chelsea, that should be an encounter to look out for.
It's
actually a London derby.
It's a London derby, and more importantly, that Patrick Vieira has not disappointed since he came to Crystal Palace. So I will not be surprised if they beat Chelsea tomorrow. That will be another very tragic side.
Of course,
Liverpool, Norwich. Liverpool.
Completely. I mean, this is a tie that this will be going in Liverpool's favor, because Norwich haven't been fantastic at all this season, even with the change of coach. And the way it's looking, Norwich might likely just end up in relegation. Then Southampton, Everton, Frank Lampard once again will be traveling away with his Everton side to Southampton. Not forgetting that he recorded his first win
against Leeds United.
This should be a match to
good, and more important, we hope that even though we may not have Alex Iwobi for the next match against the Ghanaians, we hope that the kind of game he plays against Leeds United, they also be able to sustain that momentum and also put on some performance against another team this weekend.
Of course, it will be Leeds United at home to Man United. Not forgetting that that
will be on Sunday game.
Yes, Sunday in the first fixture, Man United versus Leeds, he ended was it 5-2 in favor of 6-2 actually in favor of United. So Leeds too haven't been consistent. They win some games. Some games you expect them to win, they lose. And
Leeds just came to make it to take a tour of the Premier League and then go back to where they come from.
No, but this is their second season in the Premier League after many years of being in the first division.
Maybe they feel that they have had enough things. So
they want to go back
to where they come from.
Of course, the last game for the weekend that will also be on Sunday will be Wolves hosting Leicester City, where we have our own Wilfred Ndidi and Kelechi Iheanacho in that one. Ademola, I keep forgetting. I think maybe by the time I see more of him in the Super Eagles jersey, then I'll get used to it. I keep forgetting it. Quickly looking at this game, we all know the kind of football Wolves play. Yes. Wolves is always a team who has a top side with the Portuguese coach and a lot of Portuguese players in the ones, quality players in that one.
That team at the same time, Wolves have also dealt with many top clubs. Often they always beat up top clubs. So let's have to be mindful of when they travel to this on Sunday.
And Leicester too hasn't really been consistent. The consistency that you'll expect from a Leicester side. They haven't really been consistent.
Most of them, if you look, they performed better last season than this season.
Yeah, but by far. Because last season, I think they finished 5th.
Yeah, they were even. It was at the last match that they dropped to the season.
They were in the top 4 almost the whole of the season. And anyway, we'll look forward to all of these games during the weekend. And when we come here on Monday, we'll give you a review of all that went down. Of course, we'll also keep an eye on the match going on currently between the Super Falcons and the Lady Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. At the Moshood Abiola Stadium right here in Abuja. So we'll give you an update of that one as it happens. Salifu, once again, thank you for being on the show today again.
It's always a pleasure.
Until come your way again with another bigger and better package on Monday. Stay safe out there. My name is Afa, your host, and have a lovely weekend.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.